Hi you guys, we are going to solve some equations, and the equation that we're going to start with is the one that I gave you in class, and I feel like you just need more time with it. We rushed through it there at the end, you didn't get much time to think, so I think we should go through both of them that we did in class. No, just one, the one at the end, because some people actually did pass through the other one. And I do want to say what I talked about in class is having that grit. Really push yourself to the limit. I am asking you in class every day to come ready to be pushed to your limit. And you have to figure out how can I push myself to the limit every day? Well, by coming to math class, because I'm going to give you tough problems, people. Okay? And I found this quote and loved it, so I'm sharing it with you. Grit is sticking with your future day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years. People who have true grit are the truly successful people out there. And I want you guys to be successful people living out there in the world. So let's use that grit on the problem that you were having problems with in class. So now the question is, can I find it? And now I can't find it, so let me pause this video and get it. Sorry about that. Alright, I am back. Now that I actually have the problem, now we can solve it. Alright, so here we have it. This side of the equation, the left side, we're trying to get it to equal 2 times p. We're trying to find that value for p. 1p is worth how much? So instead of guessing and checking here, let's go ahead and start solving it algebraically. So in order to solve it algebraically, I'm going to have to simplify this side. And to simplify it, I saw a lot of you start off by subtracting 8 minus 3 and getting 5. But you're right, 8 minus 3 is 5. But the thing is, order of ops, PEMDAS, I need to do addition and subtraction last. So I need to check for parentheses, and we do have a set of parentheses, but I cannot subtract these. Those aren't like terms. So I go to exponents, there are none. I go to multiplication, division. We do have some multiplication happening. So we need to perform that multiplication. And I did not give you an easy one to do. I gave you one that's tough because there is a subtraction sign. So if that is what is messing you up every time, then whenever you see a subtraction, change it. Say, no, I am not going to work with you. I'm going to make you a plus so it's easier to work with, meaning that the 3 is now negative, because we have taken that subtraction sign and said, no, we want to work with a positive sign, with a plus sign. So we're going to have to take that negative and transfer it to the 3. So mathematically, when I look as a mathematician at that 3, I see a negative 3. I automatically see it. This is what I do in my brain. And then that's being multiplied with this quantity. And again, if the subtraction sign is the thing messing you up, let's change it. So we have p. We're not going to work with subtraction anymore. Let's just work with addition from now on. So let's change it to plus, which means that negative is going to transfer over. That subtraction is going to transfer over to the 4. And it's not going to be a positive 4. It's going to be a negative 4. Okay, so all that I did from this step to this step, I have not combined anything or multiplied anything. I've just made it look better for myself. So now I can see I need to multiply negative 3 through to how many terms inside the parentheses? How many terms are in there? Well, the addition sign splits it up into 2 terms. I have one term here and another term here. So that negative 3 has to be multiplied twice with the p and with the negative 4. So I'm going to leave the 8 out front. I'm going to bring down that plus sign. I'm going to have negative 3 times p, and then I have plus negative 3 times negative 4. and that's all equal to 2p. So now from here, I distributed the negative 3 through twice because I had 2 terms. And now I can say, well, negative 3 times p, what is that? And what is negative 3 times negative 4? So I'm still simplifying. And some of you could do this pretty quickly, but I'm just going through it nice and slow for people because it looked like people are having issues today. So I'm at 8 plus negative 3 times p is negative 3p. And then it's split with that addition sign again, plus, and then I have negative 3 times negative 4, which is 12, is all equal to 2p. And now you're like, oh, okay, that's simplified. I can finally start solving. Well, no, not really, because now I have 3 terms split by the addition sign. And now can I combine any of these 3 terms? Yes, I can. I have a positive 8 that can be combined with a positive 12. So I have negative 3p plus, and 8 plus 12 would be 20. All right, now I am at this point where I can start solving, and I can start using properties of equality to start bringing things places. So I can decide to bring this negative 3p over here, but I have to figure out how can I get rid of it over here. What am I going to do? Well, right now it's being added to the 20, so that splits this up with this term. Am I going to, if I added 3p, would that cancel out and become 0? Yeah, because these threes are opposites of each other. So those would cancel out and be 0p. So that helps me. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. And what's really nice is that I end up with a positive amount of p's. I end up with 5 p's over here and equaling to 20. And then I just have one step left of dividing by 5. So p ends up being 4. I do want to show at this point, I'm going to erase this part. I do want to show that if I had negative 3p plus 20 equals, let me erase this because some of you don't like that, equals 2p, and I brought the 2p over to this side. So how would I do that? Well, I'd have to subtract 2p because now the 2 and the negative 2 are opposites, and that would be 0. So you guys, I'm left with nothing over here on the right, so I'm left with 0. And I have to bring the negative 2p over here also. I have to do the same thing to both sides. So now I have negative 3 minus 2, which is negative 5p plus 20. And now I have 2 steps to solve that problem. Negative 5p plus 20 equals 0. Now I have to bring this 20 to the other side. So to do that, I'm going to subtract it. 0 minus 20 is negative 20. And I have negative 5p over here because the 20 and the negative 20 cancel each other. And then to get rid of a multiplication by negative 5, I'm going to divide by negative 5. And I end up with the same answer of 4. And again, some of you are pretty good at checking to see if your answer works. And you're like, oh yay, my answer works. I used grit. I got through the problem. I didn't stop. Even though I didn't get it right the first time, I persevered. I said, you know what? I can learn from that and move on. And you're like, whoa, wait a second. I got that one right. Oh, and you'll have these moments of joy where you're like, oh my God, I actually did it and I worked it through and I got it right after the 5th time, but it happened. So those are all learning moments there. And it's good to have those. It's the only way your brain's going to increase in knowledge is to have those mistakes. So I'm not done yet, you guys. I want to do one other thing. I want to go back to the original and I want you to plug in and see that 4 Our answer of 4 actually works. And I know it takes time. It takes time to plug it in. But you know what? You have the grit. You have the grit, right? And if you're saying no, stop it. You're the only one that can make that choice. So for P, I'm going to plug in 4. So all I'm doing is rewriting the original problem, and I'm putting 4 there. Now some of you, and you know who, like to have me come up to your board and you say, I checked it, and all you have to show me is this. I'm like, no, you're going to have to show me some more steps. Show me you know that the left side equals the right side. Well, I can see that the right side is 8. This left side is a little more complicated. The 4 minus 4, that's 0. So now I have this, 8 minus 3 times 0. Technically here, order of ops, I'm going to have to do this first. And 3 times 0 is 0. So 8 minus 0 is 8. And that checks to where you are finally like, whoa, no way. It worked. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Okay, guys, I expect to see you on Friday with some grit.